in a world where pop culture reigns supreme. With too many podcasts and unsolicited opinions, two friends brave the storm to give you just that. Room 303 presents Revenge of the Pod. With your hosts, the Mexican meat connoisseur Jason Escudero, the Puerto Rican nerd aficionado Luigi Orozco, on with the show.
Welcome.
Y saludos, amigos.
A nuestra presentación, Revenge of the Pod, presented by the Room 303 Network. We're a pop culture pod primarily focused on film and television. I'm your host, Luigi. This is my co-host,
Jason. What's up, everybody? Glad to have you back. Hey, we're doing pretty good. Back-to-back episodes.
Yeah, here we are. Sorry about it, guys. Sorry about it, but we're here. We're excited to have you with us today for another great show. We're going to get into it pretty immediately. This is going to be a sweet, short one for you guys. Very simple. But let's start off with our introductions. How you doing, Jason? How you been?
Been pretty good, man. Work is busy. Doing pretty well. Some changes at work. Don't want to talk about that. Obviously, don't want to talk about work. Leave that shit out there. But it's good. I did forget to mention something, dude. I got my wisdom teeth pulled out about a month ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still healing. But, oh, my God, dude. If you guys ever have your wisdom teeth pulled out, some people say it's easy. Some people say it's not. It's honestly in between. For me, it was like the worst time ever. Like I had to not go to Cole's daughter's birthday because I thought I could get them pulled out on a Friday, and her birthday party was the very next day. I thought I could do it. Couldn't do it, dude. Could not do it.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you thought you could. Well,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Props to you for trying, though.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, that was pretty much it for me. So just a little quick update on that. But other than that, nothing new. What about you?
Took a beach trip this past weekend. That was fun. We went to North Padre Island, so it's like right next to Corpus Christi area, if you guys know Texas at all. The beaches here aren't amazing, but what I will say is the water was clear. I could see my feet very deep into the water. I was like shoulder deep, could still see clear through the water. I think it depends on the time of year you go. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some issues, right? Like there was tons and tons of seaweed in large sections of the water. And it wasn't like soft seaweed. It was prickly seaweed. It didn't hurt, but it was just kind of bothersome. Things like that. But I could see fish like swimming around me in the water, which to me, a little concerning just for jellyfish and sharks, especially with the shark attack last year in South Padre, but it was still fun to do. Had a good time. And then I got to attend my first graduation for students that I had been part of, their learning. These were this first group of seniors that I was an administrator for. They graduated. I wish them all the best. I hope they go on to do amazing things. They've all got plans after high school. Plenty of them going to college, community college, trades. Some of them are going straight into the workforce. They have some jobs lined up. Really proud of all the work they did, and I hope the best for every single one of them. But that's it for me.
Look at you, man. Dude, I do want to highlight something. I went to Florida for the first time, Clearwater Beach, like by Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like it was early signs of red tide. We still got in the water. Bucket. Dead fish coming up to all that shit. Yeah. There was no red flags. It was still good. Like we were still cleared, but it was early signs of red tide. So I feel you on that with the water. It's all good. You still get in the water. Fuck it. We were coughing like a motherfucker though.
Really?
Yes, dude. It was pretty bad, but like this is our first time in Florida, first time at Clearwater Beach. There were still fucking thousands of people at more than thousands still at the beach, the white sands, all that shit. Like we didn't care.
This was recently?
No, it was like in 2021, I think. I can't remember.
I was like, damn, tell me you went to Florida. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a long time. But it just reminded me of you, like, you're like, it doesn't, you know, the Gulf is the Gulf Coast, right? It's just on the other side, right? So clear water. Yeah. So
yeah, you've got
cool.
the Atlantic
too, bro.
I don't know where Clearwater is, but if you've got the Atlantic side, it's much nicer. The Gulf side of Florida is mostly Everglades. So
Clearwater is on the Gulf side.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
What I will say is go ahead.
It's usually very nice from what I hear, but just when we went, it was like early signs of a red tide. So kind of sucked.
Oh, sorry to hear it. What I will say about Texas beaches, though, is they're a little more. When you get out, you feel a little more grimy than you would at other beaches. I don't know why. I think it's because. Say what?
Like at a San Diego beach.
The water was so cold that I never really went all the way in. I was like, this is freezing. But I guess what I had read is that because the Gulf is kind of closed in, there isn't a lot of circulation for a lot of that water. So that's why it gets that kind of it's a little more, it feels a little more dirty. It's got a little more grime to it is the best way to describe it.
It's like a leak.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get into it. We've got one preview that came out today that we wanted to talk to you guys about. Jason, I have not seen this preview, but everyone's very excited about it. What's going on? Say what?
I haven't seen it either, but Jamie sent me a teaser yesterday that the trailer was coming out today. So it's the second part of the Wicked movie. Did you end up
right now? We're in intermission right now, my friend. We're just waiting for the second half.
Yeah. I've never seen the Wicked series or didn't go to the play. Jamie has. She's super excited for this movie coming out. She's like, I'm so excited for you since you haven't watched it, right? So I have no idea what's happening. And I did love I watched it the first time. I thought it was pretty cool, right? I was like, oh, it's cool. Watched it the second time. I was like, this movie's pretty badass. Not gonna lie. So honestly, I'm pretty excited, dude. So
yeah, it's very, very well made. I mean, Universal did it, right?
No idea, honestly.
I'm gonna bet money it was Universal. Anyway, they did some great set designs. They really did well holding true to the show and really adding on to it. Honestly, like the whole story is very, very well done. So excited to see the second part, and I'm going to be checking out that preview probably right after we get off this, just to see what it is. Shout out to Happy Gilmore. The preview for that came out this week as well. Happy Gilmore 2.
Another one.
Fan of it as a kid, which, we're going to be talking a lot about movies we watched as kids.
Oh,
yes, go ahead, Jay.
I did have one more thing. I just realized this. Stranger Things just announced their release dates, and it's doing volume 1, 2, and 3, and it's going to come out Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day, pretty much. So they're going to be like 2 hours long or something. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I don't know. I'm just happy that they're finally finishing the story. We don't want another George R.R. Martin situation where he just never finished the book. So I'm glad they're finishing the story. We get to see what happens with them, with Vecna, dude, with the Upside Down. It's all good. They're all gonna look so old though.
Dude, yeah. Also, dude, Luke's little sister, right? She was like a 3rd grader. She just graduated high school this year.
I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know how. I mean, it's already filmed. So I'm wondering when they filmed the scenes with her in them. I don't know. But I am still excited because I like Stranger Things. So I'm happy that it's finally coming. But all right. Today's subject, as I mentioned, as I was talking about the Happy Gilmore preview, the second part, I did watch that a lot as a kid, and that is actually our subject today. We're going to start off with a bunch of the movies that everybody knows, that everybody watched as kids, and some that are just very famous from the time period in which Jason and I were kids. And
We're
some
millennials.
yeah, we are millennials, so you're going to hear a lot of 90s stuff, a lot of 80s stuff. But we're going to front load those for you guys, and then we're going to go into a list of some that we felt were a little less known or less talked about in their time. Some of them I had to keep on my list because I love them that much, right? But let's get into our movies that we watched as a kid. Then we'll do the unconventional movies we watched as a kid. Jason, what are some of those big budget films that you watched as a kid that you were like, man, this was on repeat for me?
Well, first off the back that I can think of off my mind is Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was actually a true Star Wars fans until The Phantom Menace came out, Attack of the Clones, right, and then Revenge of the Sith. So I have to throw those off the back. I started watching those movies, and then I had to like, all right, let's go watch, episode 4, 5, and 6. Although I did watch them, but I wasn't really a huge fan. But with the whole CGI kick and the boom, right? It made me really excited, right? You get the Matrix and all that shit. So that's another film that we grew up watching. There's another film that I want to talk about, but you were more into that because that's all you watched, right? About Steven Spielberg's films, right? That is another big picture that
Park, baby.
Dude, you know what's funny? Like the more I think about it, is like a lot of the blockbuster films or just movies that we liked in the 90s. I personally liked sequels more than I realized, which is weird because nowadays I don't like the sequels as much.
I mean, even when we were younger, the sequels were rated lower. I think it was the anticipation of the story continuing, which is why I think nowadays we have a lot of long form storytelling. And that's why people like shows so much, because they wanted to see these stories continue, right? But for me, 100% Jurassic Park, I still have a vivid memory of, there's several parts in the first one. The first one, best one. I really loved the second one though.
Yeah, me too. I think it was because I liked the Raptors a lot as a kid. So
they were front and center in the second one, yeah.
Yeah, they were front and center in the second one, and I absolutely love that. And just the whole fact of the little creatures, right, in the beginning of
the tiny ones that eat people.
Yeah, dude, I love those creatures, and it just really attracted me because it just grew my imagination. Because I have sisters, but I would play. I would play with myself a lot.
Yourself a lot.
Yeah. Just pretending that I'm fighting dinosaurs and stuff like that, or the movie Ants, when they're fighting termites and stuff like that. I would depict that in my head, playing in the living room on the couch, pretending to die because I was an ant or whatever it is. So Lost World was one of those where I'm fighting raptors and stuff like that, and I would just depict that in the backyard of my house or in the living room, just jumping on couches and shit, just playing, having a good time.
I still vividly remember the scenes. First off, the compy scene where he hits one and they all start gathering around him, and then they attack him. And that scene, the tall grass scene with the raptors, and then the scene where the bus is slowly falling off the cliff and they're trying to get it to stop falling off the cliff. Fantastic. Great filmmaking. Steven Spielberg, the man. For the first one though, the one Jurassic Park scene that to me is the most ingrained in my memory is the raptor scene. Not even that one. I do remember that one very well. It's the raptor scene when the raptor's chasing the kids and he chases the girl into the kitchen. And brother, and she has to use a metal ladle to distract him because he's about to get to the brother. That scene is ingrained in my memory. I'm watching them move and the way they use the camera work to make it look so tense, but also very exciting. It was great. It really got me there.
Great horror to a point, because the book is technically a horror film, right? A horror book or something like
That's
that.
what I hear. I haven't heard it. I haven't read it, but I have heard that it's supposed to be somewhat horror. And the second one, I also hear, because I think he made the second one is based on another one of his books, right? Michael Crichton.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah.
I think so. And if not, I apologize, audience, but I'm fairly certain. Now, in the second one, you know, funny story, Jason. I don't know if I've said this on the pod before. Do you know how badly I wanted to see that second movie?
No. I mean, no.
Good. I haven't told you this story already. It's because I feel like I'm turning into that, that old man who tells the same stories. But here it is. So we were there, and they oversold the tickets at the movie theater at the mall.
Oh, dude, I think you did tell me the story.
Ah, there it is. So they oversold the tickets at the mall. And my mom told me, they told us they'd give us tickets to go another day because it was late. It was already like 10 o'clock at night. And they said we would have to wait like another 2 hours for the movie to end. And then they clean it up and then we go in. And my mom was like, do you want to wait? And I was like, yes, please, please. I need to see this movie, because she knew, like, I was obsessed with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It was just like, I had to see this movie. We were the first ones in line, and we had stepped away from it for a second. Or no, there was a second line forming. And my mom, like, she looked at the workers and she was like, hey, we've been here. And they're like, no, we'll let you in first. We get in, we go get our seats, and we're sitting next to an older couple. And my mom was like, hey, I'm going to get you. Remember the little kid trays?
The little kid box? Yeah.
We'll get you a kid tray. Stay right here. And then she looked at the couple next to us, and she's like, would you please just keep an eye on him while I go get him a snack? And like, no, of course. I made friends with him. We were chilling. We were excited for the movie. Come back. The movie starts, whole theater, not a single seat empty. That was my experience at Jurassic Park, man. Like, and we went wild watching that movie. So it was one of those that I had to have it on VHS the second it came out. By the way, those of you who don't know what VHS is, there were these large tapes that were black that you would get. Yeah, I had to have it. I played it on repeat. But let's move on to a few more. Let's hit some of the Disney ones, man. These are all the ones that everyone watched. I mean, Mulan, one of the greatest soundtracks, I think, for a Disney movie, to be honest. I
still see. I have one of those on my karaoke playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Which one? Oh,
Make a Man Out of You, dude. Let's get down to business. To the feet. Exactly. I fucking know, dude. You play that shit at a fucking bar too, bro. Everyone goes crazy.
And then, I mean, honestly, one of the best written songs is "When Will My Reflection Show?" Right?
Of course, dude. Yeah, Aguilera, right?
Beautiful song. Yeah, great one. Tarzan. I thought they really went in. Phil Collins, yeah, did a great job with that. Ooh, that's another good sound. Man, the 90s, they did some stuff with their soundtracks in the 90s, because Lion King, also fantastic, and Elton John did some of the music. So they were doing some things. Aladdin, that one, my mom knows the words to that one. My mom knows the words to that movie because I watched it so much. One that's not as big, but I'm putting it in the Disney category, but I watched constantly as a kid, Fantasia. I've mentioned it before. Still amazing.
Hercules.
Oh yeah, that's going to be another one. But also another great soundtrack. Soundtrack. Emperor's New Groove. They didn't really do much with the soundtrack, but I thought it was one of their better comedies. Like, it was genuine comedy.
I think they like switched it up, with David Spade and stuff. Like, yeah, that was another film that like I really loved too. But I know, yeah, dude, just the whole comedy is like, yeah, I'm a llama again, right? Like, because he was turning into other animals. That show's hilarious, man.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. I love that.
Yeah, Kronk is the best, dude. But yeah, we didn't add all these because everyone knows about them.
Batman movies, my friend, as bad as some of them were, I loved all of them as a kid. Like, although as a kid,
George Clooney, right? Is that the ones you're saying?
Which ones?
Val Kilmer and George Clooney, and also obviously
Michael Keaton as well. I was obsessed with Batman Forever, or not Forever. That's Val Kilmer. Batman Returns. I was obsessed with Batman Returns as a kid. I thought Catwoman was the coolest. The Penguin was so like creepy to me. The style was great. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. And then Jim Carrey as Riddler. I mean, he ate up the screen. You know, him and Tommy Lee Jones did not get along because Jim Carrey just like eats the screen so much that like they would get into it because Tommy Lee Jones also like tries to command scenes. So they would kind of they would compete on set from what I hear.
I heard about that in like interviews and stuff. And at the end of the day, it's all love from what he said. Like, it's like, yeah, I was mad, but like looking back at it, like he's a great actor and like, yeah, definitely commanded the screen. And it's still a great movie. I know why people hate it so much, you know?
I mean, it's pretty goofy. You rewatch it, it's a goofy movie.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I like the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude. It's
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Batman and Robin. I love that movie, dude. I loved it so much.
You know, that movie careers
like
with how bad it was, but I loved it as a kid.
Yeah, dude, like it went towards us. Like we made this movie for you. The CGI was terrible. Arnold Schwarzenegger's one-liners are fucking hilarious if you think about it now these days. They just chill.
Yeah. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. What was it? What was it? Who was the girl from Clueless? What's her name? She was Batgirl.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but yeah, shout out to her, bro. But like the crazy part about that movie was Batman pulling out a credit card. He has a Batman credit card. He's like, I'm playing for it. Dude, that, like, come on, what? That has to go to somewhere, right? Like it has to, like, I don't know, man. It was just movie is absolutely wild, but it was amazing to me.
And why did his suit have nipples? You know what I mean? Like the question.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And, like it's just ridiculous.
That was a great. Another one that I thought was pretty fantastic as a kid. Well, a set. You remember on Cartoon Network, they always used to have like Looney Tunes specials. I always watched every single one. I remember to this day. I was just talking to you off pod about Carrot Blanca. That was one for me. That it was pretty much a spoof of Casablanca, right? Another one was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I was very into that because I thought
did a spoof of that? I didn't know that. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, they did a spoof. One that was terrible, but I know everyone saw it was Fern Gully. You remember Fern Gully?
No, dude. I'm telling you, lost me on these.
Trying to save the forest. This guy gets turned tiny, and it's like all this construction crew that's taking down the forest, and the fairies are trying to save it, and he ends up helping them. It's terrible animation, like really bad animation. And the story's okay, very cheesy. Definitely, I think it was a Fox animated film before Anastasia, which was another good one. Anastasia,
love Anastasia.
Side note for the sequel. Did you know there was a spin-off sequel to
two?
No, a spin-off sequel before that was Bartok the Magnificent, the little bat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I entered a sweepstakes and got a free movie.
No fucking way. I did like Bartok though.
Yeah. I got the movie.
I still like him.
Say what?
Evil guy, but you kind of liked his character. He's kind of like the parrot from Aladdin.
Oh, absolutely, Iago. Yeah. Except not Gilbert Godfrey. I wonder who was Bartok. I'm sure it was someone famous. For you, I know that you were a big fan of some of those Nick Cage films. Do you have any of those that were hugely popular that you always?
Holy shit, man. Well, that's one of my lists, but we're not talking about that one, right?
We'll come back to it then. We'll come back to it. Me, go ahead.
Does Gone in 60 Seconds count?
Yeah. I didn't see it as a kid, so I didn't put it on my list. But yeah, I saw it a little older, and I thought it was pretty cool.
So Gone in 60 Seconds is what Fast and the Furious wish it could be. I said it.
I mean, one is a franchise, though. Let's be honest, man. Fast and Furious did what Gone in 60 Seconds should have done. On the flip side, and I'm not a Furious fan by any means, but
does Nicolas Cage do sequels? Yeah, he does. He did Ghost Rider 2, actually. Never mind. Shut up, Jason. You're stupid. But but still, dude, Gone in 60 Seconds is way better than any other Fast and the Furious movie ever
It
made.
is. It's a great movie.
Actually, Fast and the Furious, the first one, can compete with it.
It's all right. I would say Gone in 60 Seconds is better. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I think one that, like, in some ways aged well, just because they did some different things with it, was Tokyo Drift. Still not amazing, but
love Tokyo Drift. Loved it.
Yeah. Okay. A few for me that are mainstream. They weren't from my lifetime, but my mom was an 80s kid and she showed me all the movies she watched as a kid. So I mean, I grew up on Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Uncle
Everyone
Buck.
loves that. Everyone loves that.
Yeah. Gosh, what else? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Say what?
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in. I actually didn't see that one until I was older.
16 Candles.
16 Candles. I remember that one. Yeah. Yeah. That all of those I watched as a kid. Another one my mom made me watch a good amount was Beauty and the Beast. Big movie for our time. What, 92, 93?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, at the time for me was the best princess anyway. We even got I don't know if you guys ever got the Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. We had that one too. Me and my mom watched that one. Good one. Pretty solid for me. What else we got?
I would say Belle is the best princess for sure. Now, if we go about best Disney princess, this is where we have an argument, but let's not get into that.
You talking about Mulan? Are we doing the Mulan conversation again? Or?
Mulan, Moana,
Moana can pass as a princess because she's a chief's daughter, at least.
Yeah.
I could be like, all right, she's a princess, sure.
Yeah.
But those are.
I do want to get into DreamWorks because obviously this can come in conversation. Like, why did we not talk about this? Obviously, man, we know about Shrek. Shrek started the way they started was like the guy breaking off from Disney and making fun of the whole spoof and stuff like that. And we were able to get something fucking amazing. And now we got DreamWorks, which brought up How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, all that stuff. If that didn't fucking happen, we wouldn't have some of these great movies that we're not about to have. So,
right.
Shrek was fucking amazing, bro. Another great karaoke song, right? Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me, right?
Side note on that one, did you know that song came out in another kids movie before Shrek? I think it was in 99 or 98. Terrible movie. But it had Mitchell in it from Keenan and Kel. It also starred Ben Stiller. It was called Mystery Men. And that was their theme song as well. Mystery Men. Yeah. I did not watch that on repeat, but memory that I have, and that was the first time I heard that song. Another big one for me personally, and I'll tell you, a lot of it was because I was obsessed with her. Casper.
I had a lot of those.
Which one? Christina Ricci. I was obsessed with Christina Ricci in Casper when I was a kid. Yeah, Wednesday as well. When she was Wednesday, I was like, man, she's pretty. She was a little creepy as Wednesday, but I still thought she was.
I think that's why you liked it, man. You got that little anime in you.
Got a little anime in me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you like the goth girls. I mean, we all had a crush on the goth girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so. I've got my rebel without a cause that I married, so that makes sense. She's not goth, but she's definitely got the attitude for it.
Yeah, I feel that, man. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Another big film. I'm sure you're gonna be like, yes, Independence Day. You remember with Will Smith?
Oh yeah, Will Smith. I think that's like kind of where we all were like, yo, Will Smith, badass. Like, because we liked him in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And then he came out in that, and everyone was like, oh, snap, this guy's cool. Speaking of Space Jam, man, dripping with cool at the time. As a kid, I know it's not actually cool, but as a kid, Space Jam was like the thing. It's what made
people are buying jerseys of the Toon Squad to this day.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. And they're popular.
Michael Jordan with the Looney Tunes when they were like super popular. I remember before going to school, like watching the Looney Tunes series, eating cereal before I had to go to school. I would wake up at 5 a.m. I don't know why. I still, yeah, just to watch the Looney Tunes. And then from there, I'd go watch other stuff. I can't remember what else I would watch. Baby Looney Tunes. After that, I would watch Recess. There were just other TV shows that I would watch before I go to school. And then I would go to school to play hoops before the bell rang. And then I would go to class.
Nice. You had
Yeah,
a
dude,
setup, man.
pretty. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of weird now that I think about it. Like, why would I wake up that early just to watch the cartoon series just so I could, I don't know. That yeah, damn, memories kicking back, dude. But we're not here to talk about shows. We're talk about movies. Space Jam. That was the shit, dude.
We're here to talk about the tacos. No,
Tacos.
so a few honorable mentions for me too. I'm just gonna throw them out there. The Borrowers, Good Burger, terrible movie. Terrible movie. Loved it as I was also a big fan of Small Soldiers. Loved it as a kid.
Oh,
the
terrible CGI, amazing.
Terrible CGI. The Rugrats movie, Mighty Joe Young. To me, it was like, oh, King Kong but smaller, so it was big for me. Those were all some big ones that I remember. And I agree with you on Star Wars, man. Phantom Menace, I really liked that movie, all because of Darth Maul, if I'm being honest. That fight scene at the end, it was cool. I mean, I thought he died a little too fast, but it was cool the way they played it out.
Dude, the double saber, dude, when that came out in the trailer, dude, everyone lost their mind, dude. Red and black was like my favorite colors for the longest time.
I mean, he was so cool. He was so cool. I mean, it made me like Star Wars at the time. Over time, it went down because Clone Wars, I wasn't into it.
Dude, so the physical actor, like he had a piercing and he forgot to take it off. So now in the Clone Wars series, and now that Darth Maul, like in all these other stuff, it's canon that he has a piercing, like a piercing on the top of his ear.
No kidding. That's cool.
Yeah, they made it canon. So it's like legit. And it's just because the guy forgot to take off his earring. So now they're like, oh shit, it's on the film. So now everywhere we see Darth Maul now in the cartoon series or anything like that, he has to have the piercing on his ear, which I thought was dope.
That's cool.
What I love about Star Wars, they just pay attention to detail. It's truly amazing, and that's why I love Andor. And I hope you finish watching that soon so we can talk about it.
I'm working on it. I'm working through another episode today, actually. Do you remember the double feature when we were kids of Armageddon and Deep Impact?
Dude, okay, so I like Deep Impact, but Armageddon, honestly, like the reason why that movie just was more successful was because of the fucking song, dude.
And the actors in it, right? Because it wasn't a better movie, but the actors and the song. I mean, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Bruce Willis. I mean, they carried you there. Yeah. But honestly, I don't want to miss a thing by Aerosmith. Still a song.
I want to close my eyes.
And knowing that he made that for his daughter, like as a dad now, I'm like, oh yeah, I see.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm about to start crying now. God
damn. One that I have to mention, of course, it was big when we were kids. Honestly, some of my favorite movies to rewatch. Like I watched them with my daughter, and she thought they were a lot of fun. The first one was a lot of fun. We need to watch the second one. The Mummy series.
Oh, yeah. Again, me growing up as a kid, I don't know what it was, but I just like the sequels. The Mummy 2.
Mummy 2 was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I think the setup in Mummy 1 was really good, so the writing was a little better. In Mummy 2, they just throw you back into it, which is a little lazy, but it's such a fun movie. Yeah, a lot of fun. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, I know you're probably not a big fan, but the Austin Powers movies, man. Oh, man.
I am a fan, dude.
So much.
Again, the second one, my favorite.
Which one was the second one?
Where he loses his mojo.
The Spy Who Shagged Me. That was the second one. Okay.
He loses his mojo, and then they have to go back in time and stuff like that. and we get Mini Me, all that shit, bro. Like it's just, dude. Like I don't know why the '90s and early 2000s they just knew how to do sequels, bro.
I also really liked Goldmember too. I like,
dude, Goldmember was fire.
Yeah. Bunging a blintz. She got on a flapjack. Yeah. See, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go watch those movies. A lot of these movies would not get made today. I'll tell you that right now. But God, they were fun. One for me as a kid, it was a big box office film, so I'm putting it up in the front. Saving Private Ryan, huge for me. I think it sowed the seed for a lot of the things that I love today. And then Gladiator as well, same thing, very historical. Both of them just took me to a different place. And one I wanted to mention, so when we were kids is when they first started coming out with comic movies. Now there was one that came out before these two movies, but I wanted to mention Spider-Man, which changed the game. And before that, X-Men. And when that first X-Men movie came out, I remember I was in Dallas, Texas, with my cousins. We went to the theater to see it on opening day. No, it was the Saturday after. It was early. It was like noon or 11 o'clock showing, somewhere around there. And we watched it. And that was my first experience of people, like when the movie ended and the lights came up, like everyone sat there and waited till the lights came up. And people literally stood up and started clapping. And I was like, oh my God, these people really like the movie. It stuck with me to this day because I was like, I've never seen someone clap in a movie theater before. Yeah, and it was just the appreciation for these characters and the fact that they were brought to the screen. Big impact for me. I think it was a lot of, okay, this is why I like movies. This is why I like superheroes type of thing.
Well, I've seen some stuff where there was like a movie before that, like where that helped Marvel stay alive. And I think it's on your list of movies that we don't really talk about. So, but we'll talk about that later unless we're ready.
I think we could honestly move into our other films, our unconventional kids movies from when we were growing up.
And again, guys,
I want to mention beforehand, though, I don't know if it's weird. I wanted to ask you, I don't know if I've already asked this on pod, but my wife says it's weird that I saw this as a kid and I watched all three of the movies. I watched the marathons because they used to have marathons on TV of this movie. And then it was like the three movies and then they play them over again. And I watched it all the way through twice. Was the Jaws movies. The first one obviously was the best, but I watched those movies all the way through.
Is that weird? Did like Jaws. No, I didn't like Jaws too much, to be honest.
I was a big fan.
But I did like, again, no, the first Jaws was dope, but I did watch Jaws 2, Jaws 3, like when they're like in the aquarium and stuff like that, and they're going through the thing. Like I still vividly remember that and like really enjoying it as a kid. So like I feel you when they did the Jaws marathon, honestly. They probably played Shark Week, right?
Say what?
They probably did it during Shark Week.
I think it was a little before Shark Week, but I remember I think it was on TBS. Right?
Yeah.
That was a television channel for the younger listeners.
TBS, TNT, USA, True TV.
Right. Oh, it could have been on USA, yeah. I think I liked it so much because I was very much like a Discovery and Animal Planet kind of guy. I used to love watching the Crocodile Hunter too. So those were, I think I had a little bit of a love for that. But let's get into some of the movies that maybe people didn't watch as much. You know, I'll throw some of these out there before we move on. Lord of the Rings, great. Spider-Man, as I mentioned, great. The 007 movies, great, but those are all ones we know and are for sure. Let's get into some of the ones that, at least at the time, weren't movies that you would think kids were watching. Jason, I'll let you start. Or movies that people have forgotten about at this point. So either way.
Yeah, or you didn't think like a kid would watch it at this age, like you said. So with that being said,
I have some that are very much kids movies that are just long forgotten at this point.
Okay, yeah. No, that's fair. Some of mine are obviously there's one that there was a major one, but like it was just a big impact in my life. But that's because of my dad, which I'll get into later. But the first one I want to bring up.
Oh, oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
guess it. Can I guess it?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Judge Dredd.
Oh shit. Yeah. 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 Well, that one for sure. Dude,
Oh,
any movie with
I thought I had it, man. Sorry, go ahead.
dude, any movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, or Jean-Claude Van Damme are movies that I grew up watching because of my fucking dad, and that's why I think, dude, like, so I guess I can put all these movies into it now. Then, so Terminator 2, for example, again sequels.
A big
Obviously,
well,
it's classic.
I thought Terminator 2 is amazing though, but I thought Terminator was great. I watched it as a kid too.
Oh yeah, of
Two we
course.
watched immediately after because I was like, what happens next?
Exactly. So obviously, so we can kind of skip that because everyone's watched Terminator 2, and if you haven't, watch it.
Definitely
Um,
that it would be a kids movie though. It's not really a kids movie. I
kind
wouldn't
of,
put
yeah. Judge Dredd
I get it. Yeah.
with Sylvester Stallone for sure. And then the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, Bloodsport and Lionheart. Bloodsport is the one where they go. Jean-Claude Van Damme finds out like a secret, like a fight club, and they fight. It's not to the death, but like to find out like who's the best fighter. But it's underground, it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that, and you get like classic scenes. It's super popular on social media now, where the guy throws sand into his eye and he can't see shit. So like, and he tries to fight. But it's a great movie either way. Terrible acting, but it's just amazing because if you like action.
As I
And
said, those were made for good acting.
yeah, but honestly, like my favorite one that I prefer over Bloodsport, which I don't know why people don't like this one, is Lionheart. And it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's a military guy that went AWOL or something. He had to do it for some reason so he can um, see his kid or like his daughter, his sister's kid, or I can't remember exactly, but he has to go AWOL. But they want him to fight, and he has to fight. And I don't know, dude. It's just another fighting movie that it's just absolutely amazing. And I could watch that like to this day and like absolutely love it. What else? Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? That's a classic holiday movie. If you guys aren't watching that, then you're just crazy. Kindergarten Cop. That one I feel doesn't get enough praise.
I still haven't seen the whole thing.
Dude, that's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger being a cop, going undercover, trying to capture a guy that's, evil. But his kid is one of the kindergarten kids, so he has to go undercover to try and get this guy. So those are all the movies that I watched because of my dad, because he was a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. And those were the action guys that we grew up with in the 80s, right? Not so much the 90s, but I had to watch those because those were on the TV on the screen. So
I did watch a lot of random, like never fully watched them, but a lot of Jackie Chan like movies from when he was doing his movies in, I think it was Hong Kong.
yeah.
Yeah. I watched a lot of those with my cousins. Which shout out to Rush Hour. That was another big set of movies that we watched as kids.
We didn't bring it up.
We didn't bring those up, but yeah, definitely watched a lot of action. Actually, we also did watch a good amount of, again, never watched all the way through until I was older, but a lot of Bruce Lee stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. And the Dragon.
Man, he was the man. But yeah, so I definitely agree with you that a lot of action movies that are fairly questionable, like one that we and most 90s kids are going to remember going to see is Anaconda. You remember Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube?
Yes, sir, dude. I love that movie too. I don't know how we watched that either. And apparently, a thing could make a sound, right? It goes. Remember, like when it was like on fire.
They don't do that. They don't do that, right? I don't think they actually make those sounds.
Well, obviously, they don't hunt people either. So
Yeah, they also don't move anywhere near that fast when especially when they're that large. They're slow.
yeah,
They're slow. They're counting on you not knowing that they're there.
yeah.
But that's, again, the Animal Planet kid in me. Anyway, uh, another one for me that was really it was action horror, but my cousins always played the games, and they even had me play the game once on one of the parts that has a jump scare just to watch me get scared, and I was like, oh snap. But I watched them play a ton. The second and third game was Resident Evil, the movie. Watched that as a kid. My cousins took me to the premiere because they were super excited for it. A lot of these I think I got access to because of my cousins. Now that I'm saying it out loud, they just showed me everything. And yeah, it was big for me.
Yeah, for me, that was huge for that laser scene where like you think they're gonna come out of it and like that guy's dodging it and like, nope, you can't. Like they're just gonna kill you. Like that was crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, man. I need to do a rewatch on that movie. This one's action, but it's not. So every 90s boy is gonna remember this. It's action, but most girls won't have seen it just because it wasn't big for them at the time. Was the Dragon Ball Z Father of Goku, Bardock, the Father of Goku movie. For us, when that premiered, it was a big deal. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's Goku's dad." So that one was super big. Yeah, he was also awesome, right? He was a great warrior in his own right. So that was cool to see as well. So lots of action movies. Another big action movie that again we forgot to mention, Men in Black. That's another one, Men in Black. And here come the Men in Black.
There's some bangers, bro. Like, well, what happened to songs with badass soundtracks? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's a good question. They used to full soundtracks for a movie with a bunch of like featured artists that like either allowed the song to be on the soundtrack or made a song for the movie, like The Crow. That was a great one. Feel how you may about it, but the Spider-Man soundtrack, the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire 2002 movie, that's
Vindicated, baby.
Say what?
Dashboard Confessionals, Vindicated, bro.
Oh, I forgot they were on that. Yeah.
Vindicated. I saw him live perform that song, dude. I lost my shit. Lost it, dude.
I remember I discovered the Strokes and the Hives with that soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they threw some good stuff on there. The one I can remember more recently would be the Black Panther, I think 20 Kendrick's album. That was fantastic. And it was made.
Yeah, but, I mean, he has bots though, so it's okay. Nothing but bots.
You've got that for a specific person who probably doesn't listen to this podcast.
You don't listen. You don't listen to music either.
Oh, snap. Here's one that I know you're going to remember because they played it on TV all the time. Tremors. You remember Tremors, right?
Love Tremors, dude. I'm glad this was off pod. But yeah, I definitely grew up watching that. That was another dad film for sure.
Yeah, I would just catch it on TV. Like I'd be flipping through channels and it was always on. It was someone always had it on like a certain channel. And I would watch it for a little bit and watch things go down. People get eaten by the tremors, right?
No, I think why we like it so much, this could be just because we're kids. What would we play in a game? The floor is lava, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this movie was about, bro. The floor is lava, but it's like instead of lava, it's a fucking worm that's trying to eat you and it knows where you're at if you're stepping on the ground. So you'd have to go like on a car, a vehicle or something. So it didn't know where you were at. So it was just a movie of floor is lava, but with a worm that's going to eat you.
Speaking of, here's another one that I had that I didn't mention to you on pod. Do you remember the Evil Dead series with Bruce Campbell?
No, but you've told me this before.
Army of Darkness. Grew up with that
movie, right?
Say what?
They remade the Evil Dead movie, right?
Yeah, they remade the first one and then they did a whole different version
right.
for the sequel because it's like in an apartment. Super crazy. Say what?
Did you end up watching it, the new one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun to watch. So that one was pretty great. I watched the third one, which really just went into comedy. It was like horror comedy. It was a lot of fun. Army of Darkness. I swear by that movie to this day. I had my wife watch it. She wasn't as into it, but I still love it. So that one is another one that I did watch a lot as a kid. Anytime I got a chance to, anyway. What you got, Jay? Because I got a few more.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now. So because I got a few good ones. Honestly, man, a remake to a video game that we all loved. And again, we probably shouldn't have been playing this video game in the 90s. Whoopsie, right?
I thought it was Patsy.
I thought it was Whoopsie.
Oh, we'll find out soon enough. I'm sure Jermaine will pop out, be like, "Hey, it was this." Go on,
dude. Yeah, dude. I want to be Luke Kane.
Luke Cage.
I want Luke Kane.
Fuck Luke Cage. Luke Kane. Oh, the guy with the hat.
Luke Kane, bro. Yeah.
I wanted to be Reptile before they turned him into a lizard.
Yeah.
He looked like a ninja. I was like, oh, that guy's cool. That guy's cool. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. The movies were terrible, but terribly good. Like, they were so fun.
Goro was scary as shit, bro.
Goro was wild. And I'm so glad that they made that movie more recently, the Mortal Kombat movie, and I'm hoping the sequel's still coming. I haven't heard
it is.
Got to look into it again because it's been a while. And we reported that the sequel was coming, and then it's been a minute.
It's still coming. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, dude, growing up, we shouldn't have been playing that game, honestly.
Probably not. Probably not. I shouldn't have been watching or playing Resident Evil, but here we are.
Yeah.
Another weird one for me, and I know you're probably like, why did you watch that as a kid? They just showed it to me, and it stuck with me. Pleasantville. Do you remember Pleasantville with Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon?
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Such a strange movie. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's this town. It's a show. It's a show that this guy watches a lot, and it's set in the 50s. It's black and white. It's this town that's just like happy-go-lucky, very much like God, what are those 50s shows?
Like I Love Lucy type shit.
No, even calmer than that. It would be like Leave It to Beaver and the other one, the Andy. I'm close. Andy Griffith Show. The Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
So like that, very wholesome. Nothing bad happens. And he was obsessed with the show, so he gets sucked into the town. And what he does is he loves the town and he loves what it stands for. But strangely enough, his presence and the way that he thinks opens a lot of people's eyes in the show, like it's its own universe. And what I found cool was that all of these characters within the show, when they have changed as a person and decided that they want to be themselves instead of this like cookie cutter version of what they are in the show, they turn to color. So he was inadvertently turning them into something different. If you haven't seen it, I mean, it's been a while, so I'm going to spoil it for you. If you don't want to hear the spoiler and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, here's your chance. But I found it interesting that he stays black and white. He stays black and white for a long, long period of time. The girl that he's into, Reese Witherspoon's character, no, that's his sister. That's his sister. Right. Yeah. His sister gets color way sooner than he does. He's one of the last people to get color. So
I think she them all, like a lot of them, like she has a huge part of like had them like, hey, there's a different life. You just don't have to live this lifestyle.
She's in it with him. You're right. Thank you for reminding me of that.
A lot of Pierre's character was the one that was trying to keep them into it because he loves that show. And then he realizes
people, yeah.
Like
his conversation with the ice cream shop guy,
with his mother,
dating his mother, all of that like changes. He's the one that changes more people than anybody. Don't get me wrong. You're right. Reese Witherspoon, like she pushes it along for sure. But yeah, it's a really interesting movie. I saw it like at a very young age. I thought it was crazy and super interesting at the time. So that one's a kid movie for me. Jason, do you remember Major Payne? Here's another one.
Oh, one tubby, tubby, tubby. Two tubby, tubby, tubby. That's how I feel right now these days.
You're a clown, man. Hey, I'm there with you, trying to get some of this weight off. One of my favorite scenes though is I can't feel my legs. You ain't got no legs. The little engine that could. Oh God. That was such a good movie. Definitely inappropriate for children, though. Like looking back, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's
honestly though, like it's kind of appropriate because they were just some kids in school that hated their new teacher or boss, and they were just trying to take him down, dude. But this guy was a hard ass, and then he ended up falling in love with these kids. So it's kind of a good story of like both of them, like the kids not only learning from them, but him learning from the kids. But yes, definitely a lot of inappropriate jokes. You got to keep the kids and adults entertained, dude. So
that's true. It did it for both of them. It did it for both of them.
Dude, like that one scene was weird where they're like, we're trying to like saying that like the kid was trying to like sleep with the teacher, right? They have him dress up in a dress, right? And then like they had tried to sleep in with him. So that was weird.
Definitely
but overall
made today.
Yeah, definitely not okay today. So yeah. Dude, another movie that I wanted to talk about too. I kind of want to go into the a little bit more friendly, childhood friendly ones. Look Who's Talking 2 again.
You and your sequels, you're right.
Dude, me and my sequels, bro. So we got Look Who's Talking, right? You have John Travolta. They have kids and the babies are talking, right? But Look Who's Talking 2 was the dogs had like consciousness, and it was like their lifestyle. And I don't know why I loved it so much, but it was just absolutely hilarious. You still got John Travolta, and I forgot her name, but she's a phenomenal actress. But it was just a kid-friendly movie that I absolutely love, but I thought it was way better than the first one. Cartoon-wise, Balto. One of the best dogs ever, dude.
Yes, I loved that movie, dude. I was pretty obsessed with Balto for a long period of time.
And it's based on a true story, apparently, but maybe it's not. You know, they always tell us it's based on a true story, but is it really? You know,
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time. Again, I was more of a fan of the second one, personally, just because they
were all great. I was like, these are great. I'll watch any of them. Doesn't even matter.
Dude, Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company. Good Disney movie. You remember Free Willy?
Free Willy, dude. Yeah, where kid goes up, Free Willy goes up. Shamu. It's kind of fucked up these days.
Yeah, I was about to say, by the way, that was the Blackfish movie before Blackfish. They were talking about freeing those whales long before we knew that SeaWorld should probably not be keeping those animals in.
And I think that was, I'm not sure if that was the same whale that was the one that actually attacked people.
Oh, I
can't remember if it was or not. Yeah.
I don't think so. From the documentary, they didn't mention Free Willy.
They didn't? Okay.
I know you're going to remember these next ones because they were blockbusters for kids at the time. The Power Rangers movie. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right?
Forget about it, bro.
Then we've got the
hold on. Can we pause there on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
All right, we'll come back to
Did
Pokemon.
you not have a crush on that ninja girl? The one in the green suit.
I don't remember her.
When they lose their powers, and then they're going and they start to get their ninja powers. And she's wearing a green suit, bro, with a stick and a bro.
I'm coming to the images now. Let's see if I can recall her.
I became a man that day.
That was the first day that I see who you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of There's a lot of stuff to view, I see.
Memes. Yeah, I'm just saying, like what she was wearing is like, wow, she had no business wearing that in a kid's show, a movie.
I was always a big fan of the Pink
Kimberly. Yeah,
Ranger.
like everyone.
Yeah. Well, initially
Ranger.
I liked the Yellow Ranger, and then
R.I.P.
yeah, and then the Pink Ranger. She just stole my heart as a child.
Yeah.
But moving on to the Pokemon movie, man. That one was huge. I remember. I wish I still had those cards because those are worth money. Remember, they gave everybody like it was 2 cards. It was a Pikachu card and a Mewtwo card, right?
Mewtwo card, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are worth some money nowadays. I remember the theater was completely full as well for this one.
Dude, I think I got rid of my Mewtwo card. Like I just threw it away because like, whatever.
Yeah, I had a whole collection that I gave to my cousin because I was like, I don't need these. The things you do as a kid, those are mistakes.
Dude, the worst.
I also was a pretty big fan of Matilda and George of the Jungle. Some off movies that people don't immediately think of.
George of the Jungle, underrated.
Brandon Fraser, man.
Brandon Fraser's underrated. Like his movies are underrated, dude. Blast from the Past.
Mm-hmm.
That movie's amazing.
Also a good kids movie for me. I watched that as a kid. I watched anything he was in. To me, him and Will Smith, I would have watched anything they were in when I was a kid.
Sure, dude.
Yeah, they were legit movie stars. Some that I don't necessarily think are for kids at all. The Replacements. You remember The Replacements with Keanu
Reeves, baby.
Hackman,
John
Favreau. Yeah. The premise pretty much is that the NFL goes on strike and they bring in replacement players, and it's a comedy. It's a sports comedy. If you like those kinds of movies, guys, you'll love this one. I want to get into some that are really random, like the Birdcage. I know, Jason, you've never heard of it. So
never heard of it.
The premise is that these 2 gay men, they have a son who is bringing his fiance, but his fiance to meet both families, but the parents are super conservative, and so they have to pretend to be straight, and they have to bring in a woman to pretend to be the wife. And so this whole time, like all these very flamboyantly gay men are trying to pretend just for their son, and it stars Nathan Lane, Robin Williams, Hank Azaria, Gene Hackman, Diane Wiest is in it, Callista Flockhart's in it.
God damn.
Yeah, it's a hilarious movie, and again, this is one my mom had me watch, and I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really, really funny. So that one I had to put in because we watched it pretty often when I was a kid. Another one that was really weird that I saw as a kid, and I saw it more than once, was Misery, the Stephen King film with Kathy Bates, where she kidnaps her favorite writer. And to this day, the scene, you haven't seen it, right, Jason?
No, I haven't, but I've been wanting to, and I know everything, so you can definitely spoil it for me. It's okay.
So the scene with the hammer, I still remember it to this day. Like, it still shocks me. Like, I could probably because I saw it so young that I was like, oh my God, she did what? Oh my God. Because you see it. You see his feet. Like, obviously it's effects, right? It's not actually his feet, but you see them turn. Right. And you're like, oh my God. So it was just a crazy movie that I definitely thought was cool. Also Blade, Marvel movie.
So that's the movie I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Blade, we probably wouldn't have a lot of these movies because Marvel was going under, right? Apparently.
Yes.
And they were getting ready to sell off their shit. So that's why they sold off their shit to Fox and all this other stuff. Sony, Jermaine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they said that Blade like kind of helped Marvel keep afloat.
It did. So from my understanding of how it happened was because they still gave the rights to make the Blade movies away, right? But they sold them for money, but they realized that they could make money doing that, and so they sold the rights to make the X-Men movies, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and at the time, although the movies were never made, they also sold the rights for Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk for sure. It went to Universal.
Yeah.
And then a lot of other characters. But those rights, for example, Iron Man and Captain America reverted back to Marvel because I don't know if it was Universal.
They didn't want it.
Paramount. The contracts are for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
If they don't make a movie within that span, the rights go back to Marvel. So all the money they made off those rights that they sold is what helped Marvel make a comeback. And then what they did was they hired some pretty good writers, and they started coming out with good stories again. And comic book readers were coming back to their comics. And yeah, it pretty much saved Marvel. And then by the time 2008 comes around with Iron Man, they've got a good little role going, and they're able to solidify themselves, and then they get sold to Disney, and that was the end of that.
But yeah, Blade, baby.
Yeah, sorry.
Blade.
Long story short or not so short. Let's finish.
Again, dude, Blade 2 was my favorite.
Blade 2 was great.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the rave scene, I think, in Blade 1.
In Blade 1?
Yeah, that was the jam for me. But I get it.
I didn't understand that until like I was older.
Okay. But Blade 2, I think, had the Queen of the Damned, right? Aaliyah?
I can't remember.
Well,
I don't
anyway,
know.
I think there was a connection there. I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong on that. These are from back then. But last ones that I did want to mention, I was a big King Kong guy as a kid. Like, I watched the old black and white. I think it was 1938. And then I got a family member of mine stole that one from me and then sold it. But then I was able to get my hands on a copy of the 19. Yeah, it was an older person. It was an adult. Not great. But anyway, then I got a copy of the 1970 version, and then I rewatched that one a ton. For me, those were some big ones. And then some ones that we really shouldn't have seen were like Scary Movie. Definitely shouldn't have seen that as a kid. I know we failed to mention She's All That, but I watched that a lot as a kid. And the accompaniment, which was like Scary Movie, which was not another teen movie. And rounding out some of the last ones for me would be Men of Honor with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro, and then AI, a Steven Spielberg film starring Haley Joel Osment. It had Jude Law in it. Really good film. I think very much ahead of its time. I really wish more people would have watched that movie or will watch that movie. It's one of the better sci-fi movies I've ever seen. So, yeah. What about you, Jay? To round it out.
To round it out, I would say to continue on to the Not Another Teen Movie, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Great one.
That's when we first got to see our boy Heath Ledger, right? Starship Troopers. I think that's like the first
movie
step of us loving Halo.
Oh, that's a good point. It's very much. We're gotta say Halo was inspired a little bit by Starship Troopers. Obviously, not the satire, but there's a lot of it in there.
Yeah, it has to be, and we're getting a sequel hopefully, so that'd be dope. I can't remember this. No, I already said that. So She's All That. You said that. The Little Giants and the Little Rascals. I would say that. Just kids being kids, man, learning how to play football, or just being little hooligans, not liking girls, and girls are disgusting. But later you realize that, damn, we kind of like girls, bro.
Yeah, I like them, but don't tell my friends.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and the Sandlot, of course. Everyone knows about the Sandlot, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. I know. Again, another one we shouldn't have seen as kids, but definitely saw it multiple times. South Park, Bigger, Better, and Uncut, the movie. Even the name is bad. Oh man, that one was big.
Yo,
another one.
Songs.
Say what? You cut out.
Yeah, we got those classic songs, right? You know. Wait, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. One last one I did want to mention. I almost forgot it again. Robin Williams was huge when we were kids. If he was coming out in it, like Jumanji, one that we should have mentioned at the front end, he was in Aladdin, Hook, Mrs. Doubtfire, right? But another one that he came out in that I really loved as a kid was Patch Adams. He was a mental patient with extreme depression. He gets released, goes to med school, doesn't like the way that they don't have bedside manner, which, by the way, doctors still don't have it. They still need to work on their bedside manner, but whatever. I'm not going to talk about that right now. He's fed up with that, so he starts going to children's hospitals. I think specifically, no. He's just going to children's hospitals, and he goes to entertain them. Like he starts his own clinic, in which they do a lot of obviously medication, but they also try to make it a lot of fun. The cover is famously with him with like a little clown nose and the shoes. Very beautiful movie. He almost loses his chance to get a medical license because the medical board, doesn't like what he's doing. And from what I understand, this was also a true story. I mean, I don't know about him almost losing his medical license because they don't like it. I think it was probably because he was practicing without actually having without actually being a doctor. So though some of that is a little bit embellished, but it was a really good movie, very heartwarming. One that Jason, I know that you wanted to mention, with Robin Williams, where he is a giant child.
Jack. Yeah. I don't know. That one really had a big impact on me just because he's a weird kid, or just trying to live his life, but he's going on the opposite way of other kids. It just goes to show you can make friends with anybody and they don't care who you are, just as long as you're a kind person. I think that's what Robin Williams did in all his movies during this time,
Oh, he absolutely did. I mean, I think that was a big part of who he was. He was very weird in interviews. If you've ever seen him in interviews, he was a lot. He just had to make all the jokes. I mean, a lot of it was a facade, right? But what he did do was he always tried to make sure that everyone felt comfortable around him. Everyone felt safe. And I know a lot of actors have told stories about how they felt uncomfortable in interviews, especially with certain questions that they didn't really want to answer. And that's, from what I understand, he would go out of his way to jump in and take over. So when you see him doing some of these things, it was very much on purpose. And that kind of gives me a lot more respect for him than I already did have.
Yeah. I love that, dude.
But those are some of the movies that we kind of just wanted to riff on with you guys. Lots of nostalgia in this episode, but we're going to cut it there. If you guys have some movies that you think we missed from childhood, remember, we cut it off at around 2003, 2004. That's where we cut off the movies because we were really no longer kids at that point.
And obviously not the big movies, guys. Just other movies that
at the start, and we did that on purpose. We wanted to mention some that maybe you're like, oh, that wasn't really. What about this one? What about that one? Yeah, right. Well, those were the ones that we wanted to put at the front end because everybody mentions Tarzan. Everybody mentions Lion King, Aladdin, Shrek, right? Those are all the big kids movies, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, all that. Those are the big ones that everybody knows. We wanted to kind of talk about some of those unconventional ones. We hope you guys appreciated the episode. We are going to have to sign off now, though. But Jason, do you have anything to say before we get off?
Yes, Iron Giant.
Now, hold on a minute. Iron Giant, sir.
But we do have another episode that's coming out in about 2 weeks, hopefully, where we talk about, because we have been off pod for a while. So we want to just kind of let you know what we have liked so far and ranking movies and shows that have come out so far in the half year of 2025.
Yeah, so we're going to try to do a best of so far. All right.
Yes. Oh, you said it way better than I did.
Yeah, we'll get you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We'll see you guys again for another episode of Revenge of the Pod. Peace out, guys.